Every day he opens the door and is greeted by a basket of eggs from a neighbor girl, but, in return, he has already dumped the eggs, and finally, the girl discovers the scene when Julie first met Bryce at the age of 7. She was mesmerized by his eyes. When she looked into his eyes, her heart skipped a beat when she accidentally held hands while chasing and playing. From then on, she always pestered him, no qualms about embracing, and became the class recognized as the little couple, and even the jingle spread. Bryce and Julie, sitting in a tree kissing. But Bryce was troubled. Afraid of her passion, he came up with a trick in 6th grade, pretending to woo the school's favorite girl and showing off his intimacy in front of her. Julie distanced herself, but instead of peace, he was left empty. Later, Julie's chickens laid eggs. She always gave the freshest to Bryce, thinking that she could change his favor. Who knows? Bryce, bottom of the heart dislike, more affected by his father's prejudice against Julie's messy home, every day secretly throw the eggs into the trash can, until that day, Julie caught him in the act. "Do you want them or not?" She grabbed the eggs, full of indignation. What she thought was admiration was so cheap in his eyes. With her pride in tatters, Julie began to ignore Bryce. That's when Bryce panicked. He was used to the figure that always pestered him, watching her bury her head in her once cluttered yard, like a missing piece of his heart. What surprised him even more was that his silent grandfather was talking to Julie. He said Julie looked like his late wife, and told him about the difficulties of Julie's family. They saved money to take care of their mentally handicapped uncle, so they didn't have the energy to take care of the yard. Bryce finally got it. He remembered how Julie had always dragged him up the sycamore tree, saying that he could see the most beautiful sunrises and sunsets from up there, but he had refused every time. Now he realized that the tree hid her world, and he had never really stepped inside. He took the initiative to apologize, but Julie no longer had the old warmth. Until one day, Julie heard a commotion in the yard and went out to see Bryce wielding a shovel and digging a hole. Finally, he planted a sycamore tree, exactly like the one she had cherished so much. As the sunlight poured down through the leaves of the newly planted tree, Julie looked at Bryce and suddenly understood. Some heartfelt feelings are not just a momentary flutter of the eyes, but rather a way of seeing through prejudice and misunderstanding to see each other's full picture. As her father said, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and their story was just beginning.